Good day, good day, good day, good day. Welcome to the Dr. Jeff Experience. And tonight is a recording because I am in attendance at the Global Hope Forums, and I want to make sure that we continue to get some content out to you. As you well know, I am a candidate for the 13th District, Congressional District, 13th Congressional District here in the state of Georgia. And tonight I want to talk about the importance of affordable housing and what we can do to make sure that we can obtain affordable housing for all residents. Number one thing we need to do, and before I even go any further, make sure you share this, make sure you like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn Live, all of those streaming services. We want to make sure that you partner with somebody, let someone know what's going on with the Dr. Jeff Experience. Number one, affordable housing is a foundation for strong families and for strong communities. We must know this. We must understand just how important this is. Every family deserves a safe, stable place to call home, no exceptions. Affordable housing it's not a luxury. It's a launch pad for better health, stronger education, strong education outcomes, safer communities, and economic mobility. When housing becomes unaffordable, everything else becomes unstable. Childcare, transportation, employment, and family well-being. Just imagine. I mean, if you don't have a home, you don't have a roof over your head, you've got to think about where you're going to stay. There are families that are staying with other family members or other friends, sleeping on couches, sleeping in basements because they just can't afford housing right now. We've got a housing crisis, and people are being moved out of neighborhoods because rents are too high, mortgage rates are too high, and homes are being increased in value for all the wrong reasons. We're going to get into that also. So the crisis is real, and it's hurting working families, to say the least. Families across Georgia's 13th district, they're being priced out of neighborhoods that they themselves helped build. Teachers, first responders, seniors, veterans, and young families. They struggle to afford rising rents or save for a home. Fun fact is, not a fun fact, but a horrible fact is over 1 in 3 renters in Georgia are cost burdened, paying more than 30% of their income in rent. Unfortunately, local developers want to help, but barriers, red tape, and inadequate federal support make it hard to keep up with rising demand. Affordable housing is not just policy, it's economic strategy. What we need to know is that when people can afford to live where they work, local economies grow. Affordable housing attracts businesses who want a stable workforce. When you live in the neighborhood where you work, you shop at those locations. You invest in those locations. You make sure that the things that are going on in those neighborhoods don't bring down the neighborhood, but they increase the value and also the safety of that neighborhood. Affordable housing attracts businesses who want a stable workforce. Construction and housing development, they create good paying jobs and expand the tax base. Home ownership builds generational wealth, especially in Black and Brown communities that have been historically shut out of the market. Now, how do we achieve affordable housing when I am elected to Congress? Glad you asked that question. The first thing I'll do, one of the things that I'll do, and make sure that I put importance on this, emphasis on this, is to expand federal investment to build more homes I will support the Affordable Housing Credit Improvement Act to expand tax credits that help developers build affordable units. I will increase federal grants to state and local governments to build and preserve affordable housing. I will leverage public private partnerships to stimulate low cost housing production. And that's one of the things that you'll hear me talk about throughout this campaign. And when I'm elected, will continue public private partnerships. There are private entities that will want to partner with the public to get these things done, and we'll do that. I will strengthen down payment and first time home buyer programs. I'll expand down payment assistance for first generation and working class families. I'll support HUD programs that help renters transition into home ownership. They need to know the importance of home ownership. And in order to do that, again, public private partnerships. I'm here now attending John Hope Bryan's Hope Global Forums. And one of the things he teaches is that the things that happen in a 500 credit score neighborhood don't happen in a 700 credit score neighborhood. Now, that may sound somewhat elitist to some, but the truth is the truth. And what I want to do when I'm elected to Congress is I want to help people achieve that 700 credit score. How you do that is financial literacy. How I'll do that is partnering with public private entities to teach financial literacy. It's a proven fact that some of us aren't able to weather a $1,000 crisis in our budget. Many of us don't have $1,000 saved in our bank accounts. So we want to make sure that we prioritize financial literacy so that we can get people from renters to owners. Now, there's some who are just going to rent because they're going to be in a neighborhood just for a small amount of time, or that's just what they choose to do. And that should be affordable also. One of the things I'll do when elected is prioritize access for veterans, teachers, and first responders and essential workers. Listen, I know about this personally. When I was a police officer, I was part of something called the 1-2-3 program. In other words, in certain neighborhoods, you either got a 1% mortgage, 2% mortgage, or 3% mortgage. Now, those 1% mortgages were areas where we wanted to bring up that neighborhood to a middle class working neighborhood. So you got a 1% mortgage if you were a law enforcement officer, first responder, or teacher. So we want to look and see about more programs for that. I will restore affordability through zoning and smart development. I will encourage federal incentives for cities and counties to streamline building approvals, reduce unnecessary zoning barriers, and increase mixed use and transit adjacent development. I will support tiny homes, townhomes, and senior housing. I've seen some of these develop. I know some people who are developing these tiny homes and townhomes and senior housing, and they look amazing. We have an aging population. The boomers are increasing in their age, and they're not looking for the 5,000 square foot home anymore. They're looking for something smaller. So I will assist in that. I promote density in areas where it makes sense, preserving the character of communities while increasing supply. I will protect renters and prevent homelessness. I will expand protections against unfair rent increases and evictions. I will strengthen housing choice vouchers, Section 8, and increase the number of families who receive assistance. I will invest in supportive services for individuals at risk of homelessness, especially seniors, domestic violence survivors, and returning citizens. it's a fact that you need to know that most of the people who are incarcerated now, at some point in time, will return home. So we want to make sure that we cut down on prison recidivism, and one of those ways is to make sure that they have some place to come to. I will preserve and modernize existing affordable housing. Too much affordable housing is lost each year due to aging buildings. I will champion funding for repairs, modernization, and energy efficiency upgrades for public housing and Section 8 properties. Just because somebody needs assistance, government assistance from Section 8 or some other entity, doesn't mean that they have to live in homes that don't have quality energy access. They don't. Some of these places, they don't have heat. They don't have air conditioner. They don't have adequate electricity. We've got to stop that, and I will stop it. I will make sure that we have it. I will ensure that seniors can stay in their homes longer with safety upgrades and accessibility improvements. I will promote pathways to home ownership and wealth building. I will expand community land trust and nonprofit partnerships for affordable home ownership. I will protect families from predatory lending and corporate investors buying up starter homes. There's a big scam that's going on right now. Some of us know who some of those big uh, private investors are, some of those private equity firms. What they do is they come in, they buy 100 homes in a neighborhood, they sell 10 of them, they buy 100 at $300,000. They sell 10 of them to a shell company for $600,000. That means that your property value is increased, but it also means that your tax base is increased. Your taxes are increased, your home ownership taxes. So now what happens is mom and pop get run out because they can't afford property taxes, all because of a shell game that these private equity firms have created. And now they own all of these homes and they rent it out. And when you used to own it, the mortgage was probably $1,800, $1,900 a month, and now they rent it out for $2,800, $2,900 a month. So who's making the money and who's losing out? We got to make sure that we protect families from these predatory lending and corporate investors buying up starter homes. I will create federal incentives for individuals purchasing their first home in historically underserved communities. What electing Dr. Jeff will mean for housing in Georgia in District 13? It means more affordable homes built faster, smarter, and closer to jobs and transit. It means more support for renters, seniors, veterans, and first-time home buyers. It means more economic development through strategic housing investment. It means more stability for families, which makes neighborhoods safer, schools stronger, and communities healthier. It means more opportunity for working families to build generational wealth through home ownership. Listen, in the richest nation on earth, no hardworking family should be one rent payment away from homelessness. As your congressman, I will fight to make sure every family in Georgia's 13th district has a place to call home. Listen, now is the time. But I can't do this by myself. I need your help. First of all, I need you to tell somebody about some of the things that I'm trying to do. I can't do it by myself. I need you to partner with me, to go out and tell people, to support me, to vote for me, but also to give. And I want you to know that no gift is too small. I don't want corporate entities coming to help me with my campaign. I've already turned some down. I'm looking for you, those grassroots people, because I am you, you are me. $5, $10, $10, $20. That's what it's going to take, because we're going to have volunteers, and nobody's going to work for free. Nobody's going to make phone calls. Nobody's going to knock on doors. Nobody's going to do anything. Even this podcast, it costs money. So I'll put a link out there for you to be able to donate. You can go to my website, www, or just drjeffforcongress.com, drjeffforcongress.com. You can go and you can find that. Matter of fact, let me put that up here so you will see it. There it is, drjeffforcongress.com. You can go to that link and you can donate. Again, no amount is too small. I thank you for your time. Make sure you share this with somebody, and we'll talk to you as this campaign gets along the line here. Okay, you'll hear more from me. You'll see more of me. I'll be in your neighborhoods. Matter of fact, I'm on my way tonight to Newton County. Their county meeting tonight. So we'll see you. God bless you. Peace. Meet needs, solve problems. That's what we're doing. And together we can get it done. Love you.